They say it's all in our hands, and indeed it is. Palmistry is also related to the tarot, to astrology, to alchemy, to everything else. And indeed it is all in our hands. This fractal universe, everything is within everything else. I stole this from easydrawingtips.com. I thought it was the perfect example. If I suggest palmistry, no, you don't run out and get your palm read. All of the information in symbolism has been perverted since publishing. I was very fortunate that I spent 10 years on occult.biz. It was a members only, 10,000 limited member, invite only site before it got taken over and shut down. But I learned it from the ancient manuscripts before publishing. After publishing, everything's been perverted. Everything. You can't find any real information. I was invited there. I spent 10 years there, and I actually done my homework, so I know this material. If I was to suggest a book for palmistry, the only one I would suggest would be by Saint Germain. That's it. Any of Saint Germain's work, you need to look into that. That's one of the few works they actually preserved, because it's already so alchemically encoded, the layman would never understand it anyway. The profane is how they would say it. They wouldn't say layman. They would say the profane would never understand it anyway. I'm trying to bring you out of the profane into the knowing. So in true symbolism, the way your subconscious works, the way the universe works, and for deciphering dream state. In hand signs, in palmistry, the thumb is Mars. It denotes action. Our emotions and our actions are what differ us from the rest of the animal kingdom. Our appendages. And the thumb is quite unique. I have a unique thumb. I'm double jointed. My thumb, I can dislocate both of my thumbs. I can dislocate my emotions and my actions. My thumb bends way backwards when I just hold my hand out. My thumb is not straight. It bends way back, almost at a 90-degree angle. That is supposed to denote generosity. Again, look up Saint Germain palmistry. I have a book somewhere on one of these drives. If I can find it, I'll make it available. I'll do a video on it. Mars, you have a left hand and a right hand. Your left hand is going to denote Mars in Scorpio. Mars in water, feminine. Your right hand is going to denote Mars in Aries, masculine. Your index finger, this is Jupiter. He's number 1. Rah, rah, rah. That's what they've done to it. So Jupiter, he on the feminine side, on the left hand, that's Pisces. On the right hand, that's Sagittarius. So on the masculine hand, Jupiter and Mars, fire. These two fingers are fire. Aries on, actually this is the feminine hand. Here it's the left hand. So this is water, and it's feminine. Jupiter and Mars, Pisces and Scorpio. On the right hand, I should have gotten 2 hands. On the right hand, it's fire, Aries and Sagittarius. So you need to know that when invoking the hand signs or the fingers. The middle finger, this is Saturn. He's Saturn. He's one. He's the biggest one of them all. These are my 3 sons. Little boy blue over here is Mercury, and this is the sun finger. So you have Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, the sun, and Mercury. Venus and the moon are here in the palm. You have the mound of Venus and the moon that are in the palm. We're concerned with these because these are the ones that they're showing you as symbolism. Again, they're making bad good and good bad. Let's go. That's the correct way. That's exactly who they are. If you see them shown to you in any other form, it's a lie. And you have to understand, a lot of people are putting information out there that they're finding in books. So in their mind, what they're showing you is truth. They are not the guilty party. The guilty party is the publisher, the scribe who scribbled the scriptures. We've got to stop hating each other because a person is only repeating the lie that he believed. It is the lie that we need to rebel against. Only. Not the people presenting it. Only the perversion of knowledge, of truth, of symbol, of logo. Oh my. Let's go over here for a minute. Make sure I'm on here. You have the alphabet symbol. That was one of the first languages I learned, was the alphabet and hand sign. In the movie Dune, which is very telling, all of Frank Herbert's work is so encoded and it's so revealing, and it's our history for thousands and thousands of years. But they tell you in Dune that when they're talking to each other, the two women are sitting there and they're talking to each other and they're being listened to. They know they're being listened to. So they're having one conversation verbally, but they're sitting there doing different things with their hands that look like nothing. You know how we talk with our hands. And so they were just moving their hands around, but they were having a completely different conversation with their hands than what they were doing with their mouths, so they couldn't be heard. This is done often. This is used everywhere, like this. We're told this means I love you, because in this symbolism of the hand sign, in this one, the I is the pinky. That's I. You hold up just the pinky, it's I. You hold up the index finger and this is L. So it's I love, and then the pinky with the thumb is the Y. So it's I-L-Y. I love you. In one symbol. There's 3 letters using 3 symbols. It's the I, the L, and the Y. The Trinity, the I love you. This is their Trinity. Jupiter, Mars, and Mercury. The church is ruled by Jupiter. War is ruled by Mars, and commerce is ruled by Mercury. So indeed they do love you, because they're making money. The church is making money off of war. This is control. They want to do the 666. Flip the other. Anyway, you see this symbol now in the media has labeled it as a white supremacist sign. Because it's opposite that. They're pushing the devil horns, what they call the devil horns. This is banned. I'm just finding this out. This is a Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. That's the time of your visitation. Cross your fingers and thank your lucky stars that this time it's happening in the sign of the lucky stars, Capricorn. But all of this has meaning. Every bit of it you need to know. But all you're going to get from here, every bit of this has been perverted. None of it, none of the meanings, I haven't found a one that actually means what it says, except for in the universal sign, this one. Sign language. But they have their own, right? But they've got these people flinging signs that benefit the bad guy, the deceiver, the accuser and the deceiver, the manipulator, the liar. But this is the real hand sign. This was when I was really young, I picked up Pig Latin really fast and hand signs. I'm first, second grade, I was into Pig Latin and hand signs. By the 6th, 7th grade, I had Spanish, French, and I just went from there. I just took off after that. But there's a much older set of symbols than all of this. Again, Saint Germain, like this right here, that's the symbol for why. Why? Well, that's war and money. And then my three sons here, the three powerhouses, Saturn, Jupiter, and the Sun, are all down. So you got to know, that means war. The peace sign. It's a peace sign because it's 10 years opposite. It's the opposite of Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. Saturn-Jupiter conjunction is just the two fingers, or cross your fingers, is Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, and this would be the 10 years opposite. Separation of church and state. Jupiter rules the church, Saturn rules the state. You can say, this is Capricorn. The state is government, Saturn, Capricorn. So Jupiter here, on the left hand, he's Pisces, and on the right hand, he's Sagittarius. So we're going to have this Sagittarius-Capricorn conjunction in Capricorn. 2020, winter solstice. I've been screaming this for almost 10 years now. That's a good symbol, not a bad one. This is Saturn. This is a heaven on earth sign right there. He rules cardinal earth and fixed air. That's Capricorn, Aquarius, heaven on earth right there. And what have we been told it is? We've been told it's the lower chakra. So now our subconscious is confused, and it's given us the wrong thing, and this is not allowed. Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. The church makes money off of war. Yes, they love us because we don't know a damn thing, and we're just slinging this sign. And they're here, devil horns. That's not Saturn. These are opposite. Look at it. They're opposite. Saturn, Mercury, Jupiter, church, bank, church, bank, bank in the church, water, silver, Virgo with the black. This is so this age, everything you're looking about it. This is so Piscean. The negative side of Piscean. This could be good, but they've made everything evil, all because of that. Because they don't want to give up the power. Because Jupiter thinks he's number one. He thinks he's the light, the Ra. He's not the light. There's your light. And Mars, when you take the thumb and you hold down that first finger, when you put your thumb over Jupiter, Saturn, Jupiter, the Sun, and Mercury. You put your thumb across these back fingers. That's a symbol of Saturn in Capricorn with Mars exalted. It's all connected. It's easy for me to see it in the palmistry. I've been practicing in the tarot. If any of you have tarot decks you're not using or just would like to donate one, please drop me an email. I'll give you my address and you can send me your old tarots so I can study them. I can see through, because again, some of the ones I've picked up, the symbolism's wrong. The symbolism is wrong. It's been perverted, and it's not being read correctly based on the symbolism. So I'm to learn what I want to make a tarot deck, but to make one, I need to know what not to do. And so they help me. And some of them are great. Some of them that I've looked through are absolutely fabulous. But there's always those those mistakes or those lies hidden in the truth that can pervert everything. Just a little leaven leavens the whole lump. So you can't possibly, to me, you could never possibly understand the tarot without understanding astrology and the symbolism of astrology and alchemy. They are the same symbolisms, but they're different. Like the palmistry, how it's in our hands and it embeds into everything. Like I said, one of my first big clues that something was terribly, terribly wrong events that began happening in my life started when I was very young, skipped school one day, and Mickey the Wizard was going to read my palm. And that all went really south. You can find that story in Video Letters to Joan. The church makes money off war, peace on earth, separation of church and state. That's what they tell us. This is 10 years after a Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. Yeah, that's the line, what they call they do the lion's paw. That's, of course, you got Jupiter, which is the church, and war. Everything here is perverted. Know your symbols. Know the true meaning. Because knowing the truth, again, last video, you need to align your conscious mind with your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind needs to know the proper symbolism, which your subconscious mind already does. Your subconscious mind knows the real symbolism. And it can be the turtle. It can be beautiful. The turtle that comes up out of the water. But instead, it's the scary clown, right? They give us all these scary clown devil symbols. Let's show you what they're giving you. Devil symbols. Devil hand signs. And what have they told you every one of those is? Every freaking one of them. There's only one of these good. There's only one of these that are good. They use this one in the military. That's submission to authority. That's your actions, your Mars, submitting under the church, the state, the bank, the king. Yeah. When the white man came over, the Native American held up his right hand and he said, how? The white man was supposed to hold up his left hand and say, wah. That's how we get Hawaii today, by the way. And that's not what happened. The wrong ones came. And we don't have anybody to blame but ourselves because we knew it. We were told. We knew the hand signs. And we were told. One balances the other. We were the patriarchal feather of the crown chakra, and we had the how. And the feminine Wa was supposed to show up. And instead, the masculine hand came out, and it said, hello. How high are ya? How high are ya? Mm-hmm. And you think they're Saturnalians. They're Jupiterians. These are European symbols. These are European and Middle Eastern symbols. It comes from their legend. These are their fingers. Yeah. They've changed the colors, changed the meanings, changed everything. And got everybody rock and roll. I love you. And they want to tell you that's the devil. He is holding up those fingers, but that's Jupiter and Mars with a Saturn mask on. Saturnalian colors. Heaven on earth colors is now ruled by Mercury, the bank and the church. Yeah, baby. That's what's going on. Look at him. Don't you recognize him? Dressing up for something he's not. He thinks he's got this age wrapped up. He's taken Aquarius for his own. And he done it all with symbolism, graven images, perverted symbols. It was so easy. They'll do anything. See, these are their stars. They have a black box. You have a black box in the sky. Won't you go outside and look up at the real stars and see what they got to say instead of these lying superstars? Kiss this. Mercury, the tongue. Look what? No third eye. Look here. No third eye. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. This is now the media. This is a forbidden symbol, because this is the battle of fire and ice right there. Losing. They cancel each other out, and they are. They're going to end up killing each other. The Middle East and Europe. They're going to be like a standing wave that's just going to cancel each other out. Islam and Christianity. And actually, it's designed that way. I think they're kind of doing this on purpose, so that when people do wake up, when you do wake up to the symbolism and the illusion that's going on, especially with this, there's no coming back from that. Pandora is fixing to... They just think Pandora's box has been opened. Oh, no, no, no. That wasn't the door to Pan's box. That was a different box. It's not a Pandora box. No, no, no. They lied. See, and God created the earth, and on the seventh day God rested. God is Pan. God rested. You turn Pan backwards, you invert it, and he's taking a nap. He's just taking a nap. Pan's just taking a nap. This is all a dream. We're fixing to wake up. You ain't wake, you woke. And that awoke is a magic circle spirit for the fifth age. And that's the last thing you want. Another magic circle. Created by Ra, Ra, Ra. I wonder if they're going to let this video fly. Well, we'll see. I'm just putting out truth. Somewhere in Alabama, I have a box. It's full of hard drives. I know it's still there. And it's got all of those manuscripts on it in their original form. Everything before publishing. So I see what they've done. I know what they've done because I know the original ones. Ahmadinejad. How many times can you say that really fast? Ahmadinejad, Ahmadinejad, Ahmadinejad. Guru. And let's see if I can get over there right quick. Let's go. I got a lot of new subs, and y'all just don't know this. And it's just about, I can't afford to put a link on my channel for somebody getting upset about a link. So, if you like links, drop me an email. Planetary linguistics. Let's look at Jupiter. Jupiter. That's really a very Slavic Russian, even though it's the old English over there. They use the Jupiter. You'll actually use that in the Jupiter rising. She's got the accent, and she doesn't say Jupiter. She says Aupiter, the original tongue. That's the old tongue. It really is. Giovanni, all of that. Jupiter, Jove, Jove. We're going to get into some good ones. Here's where they come from, right? You'll notice all of these are predominantly European, right? All European. They call him Jupiter. But when we start getting down here, this is where it starts getting weird. Yahweh, Jupiter, Zeus from the Greek, Guru in the Sanskrit, Guru in the Jakarta, is that right? Guru. So your guru is a Jupiterian. It's all over the world in this age. When you go, all religions have a Jupiter, water, Piscean priesthood. Period. I don't care what colors they're wearing, they will have a Jupiter ritual, a Jupiter water moon ritual. Zadok from the Hebrew, Melchizedek, Zadok. They tell you it's the righteous. And it was for that day. Melchizedek is king, Melzedek, Jupiter. Don't let them lie to you. Mushtari, love this one from the Arabic. He's got several names in the Arabic. One of them is Mushtari. It means mystery. The mystery schools are all Jupiterian schools because Jupiter and Mars work together, the battle of fire and ice. So Asia knows what's going on in Europe, and Europe knows what's going Asia because they switched gods. Say it again. They switched gods. Jupiter, before the flood, ruled water in the Middle East. After the flood, he ruled Europe. Water. Before the flood, Mars, yeah, that's right. Before the flood, Mars ruled in Europe, fire, volcanoes. After the flood, he ruled in the Middle East, fire, the desert. It swapped. Everything is swapped on this side. We're in this mirrored reflection. I can see through it. I don't expect everybody. I've had years of just training my mind to look at this stuff. Going on down. Bergish, Moksing, Muksing, all of these names, they keep going. Selma, and out of the Babylonian, my favorite, still used in the Arabic today, Nibiru is Jupiter. And for Mr. Mercury, we don't get much on Uranus, Pluto, and Neptune because they're all 20th century. And even everything European and up, it dominates this age. So a lot of the names have been changed to meet those standards. All European, like, is Saturn, but the ancient tongue, he's Kronos, Shani. You can see the ones that have the European influence. He's Dosai from the Dosade experiment. And there are your names. Mercury. Got a lot for Mercury going on. And this one is hid more than any other. The way he's Hermes in the Greek. He's Buddha in the Sanskrit, Jakarta, Bengali, Thai. It's the same Buddha. Very Asian influence there with Mercury. So we can go back to the age of Gemini and Buddha, and now we know source. Source. Here's source. We know the land that Mercury ruled at that age. Mikar, he's Mercury. Kokav, Kama. I'm gonna say the CH is Ka because that's the way it should be. Susing. Suisi, like the you have the Susi credit. This is a play on the Susi credit. It's just another name for Mercury. The Swiss Susi. It's a play on that. From the Japanese. Mercury. Ishitu. The moon. Wow, there's one. The moon and the sun. They have some serious different names all over the world. When you start getting into the ancient tongues down here at the bottom, most of your European tongues are here at the top. They all fall in a line with each other, save Maltese over here. But y'all need to go through this. Learn your planetary linguistics. Learn your symbolism. This is a big legend. This tells you how to read the other stuff. You have to start with the symbolism. You have to start with origin. Origin is oriental. You go for orientation. You start in the east. I know, it's crazy. And there's so much more on this site besides just this. They have the months, origins from the mythology, the days, the months. There's more on this site than just planetary linguistics. Whoever done this, I'm just so forever grateful and can't believe it's still here. Because just knowing this information alone, oh, well, there goes Nibiru out of the water. Well, now I know who Hermes it really is, and what people. Now I know who Buddha is. Now I know who Thoth is, Jupiter. I know who the Zadok are. Because I just simply knowing the names of the planets. Not to mention the days, the months. And whoever done this thoroughly done their homework from ancient manuscripts. Because it comes in complete alignment with everything I learned on occult.biz from the great alchemists. I didn't understand at the time, but starting paying attention to the perverted symbolism that's all around me, now I understand. It's the same thing when I was in English, and I can do this work, I can write the perfect sentence, who the hell cares what a prepositional phrase is? And taking another language helped me see why and who cares what a prepositional phrase is. Same thing with this. Now that I didn't understand the imagery when I was looking at it, but now that I've seen the perverted imagery, now I understand the correct imagery. Now I know why. Now I know, oh, everything. This is a language, and it's what's ruling the script. The script is a language of images, a language of symbols, not a spoken language, not an alphabet. It's a symbol with meanings within meanings, all hidden. It's the way the universe communicates. It's the way nature communicates. Like in the last video, the chicken on the turtle. That's nature. That's not man perverting a symbol. That was nature telling me the turtle is cracked. The chicken is hatching the turtle. Get back in, it's not time yet. The turtle is cracked. You're standing on the turtle, and the crack is right here beside me in the Grand Canyon. The Hoover Dam is down the street from Las Vegas. I'm standing at the crack on the turtle's back. 20 years later, one Saturn return. One Saturn-Jupiter return. 20 years later, I'm standing at the precipice of what I did 20 years ago. 20 years ago, on the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, they shoved that big, ugly, worldwide disaster on us. 20 years ago. What do you think they're going to do this time? And they're going to have your consent. They had your consent then, because they perverted the symbolism. And they made you beg for a symbol that brought you harm. Rock and roll, baby. I love you. And they had 2 generations standing up with that I love you symbol. And they told you it was power to the people when you close your fist. When you close your fist, that's disempower. The Native Americans have given you the hand sign for this age. See if they'll do it. Will they just do it with a hello? There it is. But it's supposed to be we give the right hand and you give the left hand. See, perverted. Perverted. We're the right hand how, masculine. You're the left hand wa, how wa e, how wa ya. They're how wa ya. Ya is Jupiter. It's Hawaii, the 5th age. How are ya? How high are ya? I ain't that freaking high anymore. I am so grounded as a Capricorn now. I keep my head in the stars, but I am so grounded. They're not going to show it to us. They wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare let see a red man hold that right hand up. I tell you the story of the stars. All peoples of the world know the story of the stars. Not anymore. Look up, your redemption draweth nigh. Get in the upper chakras. Meet you in the clouds. The city in the clouds is Machu Picchu, South America. Air sign. They went in and they even changed all the patterns in the colors when they started giving the Native Americans different colored beads. Do you hear what I'm saying? Are you hearing me? They changed their wampa. They changed their wampa. They gave them different colors in their headdresses, in their feathers, in their beads. They'll never let you see the real colors or the real beads. They invented plastic beads and dumped them on them by the gazillions, said make us something and we'll sell it as Native American artifacts and art. And it's perverted. They fear this. This is their biggest fear on the planet. That's why, but he's got reservations. He's a VIP. He RSVP'd. I don't even know what this is. Link to some video. Oldest Native American footage. I don't want to hijack anybody's anything. Let me get out of here. I don't want to get a copyright on that. I didn't know it was going to take me to a link. Got his wampa. Got his headdress, crown, chakra. And they called them savages. A savage saves the age. And indeed, that's exactly what's going to happen. I don't care what they do, what they say, what they pervert. It's irrelevant. All of this is irrelevant. It's meaningless. It means nothing. They're wasting their time. It's effortless. They can change and pervert all they want. The day is coming, and already is. The new lodge, the true lodge, is already here. We're already here. And we don't have to do anything. Of myself, I do nothing. But it's the spirit within us. We're not even supposed to think about what we're going to say in that hour, because it will be given to you from above. What they're getting is from below. You react when you trigger those lower chakras, you react. But the upper chakra, it comes from above. You don't react. You just wait. It comes. You do nothing. This knowledge is pouring out. We're fixing to get a new dance. I've already done it. I've done the golden dance when I was a little girl. I already know the circles within circles. Ezekiel's wheels within wheels, dancing in the land of milk and honey. I've been there. It's all around us right now, and there's a time coming that we're all going to get just to step. This whole reality is going to step right into that. And what's not able to go there, if you're not at a high enough vibrational frequency, if you don't get out of the lower chakras, you're going to stay in this manifestation of Jupiter and Mars. You will forever be in the battle of fire and ice. Knock, 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 knock. 2020 is the freaking door. 2 manifestations will occur. It from below, or it from above. Which one is it going to be? If you're in hate, separation, negativity, if you don't got you can have the best heart in the world, but if your symbolism is wrong, it perverts the direction of the heart. You got to sever those connections, and you can only do that by knowing the true symbolism. Set yourself free from the lower chakras of desire, lust, materialism, action, reaction, control, power, domination. Let go. Go dance. Not everybody's going to get to. I'm looking at a whole generation, 2 of them, that if we don't step in now with the power and correct this, they belong to the beast. Our children are his children. I know what they did. I know it all. But I also know why they did it. Out of fear. They're stuck in the lower chakras. They're terrified of being under the rule of Saturn, because that's karma. And they're going to have to pay for there's no grace there, no mercy there. You will pay, and they've been very bad. They've been very bad. And karma will have her day. And at this point, they feel like they don't have anything to lose. They don't have nothing to lose. They've already sold their soul. The only thing they can hope is to take as many, misery loves company. So they're going to take as many with them in this hell of a reality they're creating. because when they're going to just reincarnate right back into it. Many of them are hoping they just go into the sleep, but that don't matter. Even when you go into the sleep, just means you're just going to reincarnate in the next age of fire after Saturn's rule. You'll be right back in Jupiter, unless we change the zodiac. The ancient symbolism, the dream catcher. The headdresses, the colors, they perverted them all. But it's in our DNA. There's so many of us that we have this in our DNA. Hello, Immigration Crime Office. I'd like to file a complaint. Do you think that would ever happen? They've got you in the battle of black and white. And it's all gray and orange. That's another thing they're doing. Generation diversity or generation whatever. The new colors are gray, orange, and orange. Orange is yellow and red. That's patriarchal. And the gray, again, gray matter. Orange is the new black, yeah. Black is feminine and orange is masculine. That's how they're doing it, with changing the colors. Red has always been was associated with masculine, and blue is feminine. Blue is feminine. And about 200 years ago, the Catholic Church made everybody put blue on the boys and pink on the girls. Yeah. Native Americans had their wind instruments, air sign, straight hair. I go put curls in my hair. 20 minutes later, it's straight like this again. It don't stay. I can't get a permanent in my hair, nothing. It's just as straight. And I have this funny lock in the front, right here. And it grows straight towards my face. I have to wear bangs because if I let it grow long, it's like an Egyptian lock that just falls right over my eye. Just one lock. Everything else grows the other way. In the South, we called it a cowlick. My mother said, oh, she's got that damn cowlick. So-and-so had that. And it just grows right to your face. You can't do anything with your hair. It's crazy. So I have the Egyptian thing in my hair as well, where it grows towards the eye. Just the one lock. Here, this is what it should have been, huh? European symbolism, that's all. Just European. Water world. They're putting water world all over the world. They flooded the world. That's why I keep telling you, in your symbolism, in your dream states, people are dreaming of these floods. New York being flooded. The symbol of the Statue of Liberty is the symbol of New York being flooded. It's immigration. Send me your immigrants. People are water. So to be flooded, that's exactly what happened. It was a symbol to be flooded, and that is exactly what New York is. So you get the tie between the dream state. A tsunami's gonna hit New York. Well, it will be an immigration tsunami that hits New York. That's already happened. It's been happening since they put the symbol of immigration in there, which was the Statue of Liberty. At least that's what they want to call her. That's not who that is. But yeah. Send me your weak, your peasants, your unwanted, your undesirables. And now they call us, we're undesirables. We're the deplorables and the undesirables. Isn't that what this country was built on? Oh my. What a tangle web they have wove. I can go through symbolism. That's the only way my mind works anymore. My brain does not, It is, I have so disconnected from the programming that it doesn't matter what I look at. Any book I pick up, I can turn on the TV, go through the shows. Oh, what you're seeing and what I'm seeing is two completely different things. As a matter of fact, I see three things. I see what the people see, what the profane see. That's the way alchemy would say it. The unlearned would see. I see what the message is, what the perversion is, but when you take away the perversion, then you see the real message. So I get it. And that's what I want you to get. I want you to not only see with your third eye, I want you to see with your feminine eye, with your masculine eye, and then with your third eye. You have two witnesses. We see things one way. We see things one way. Either you have a masculine set or you have a feminine set, a way of looking at the world. But you need to take the opposite approach. And if you're masculine, try to look at it in a feminine way and see what that's saying, and vice versa. But then never leave out the middleman, which is the third eye. What does the higher self has to say? Because it sees from above. It sees from an aerial point of view, and it sees shit you don't see. It can see down into the subconscious. It sees the levels below the masculine and feminine mind. It sees down into the chakras and the endocrine system at what's driving this flesh. It sees what you could never see. But we can begin. Look, I feel like I'm in kindergarten with this. I know that I'm speaking to you on an advanced alchemical level, but at the same time, this is kindergarten alchemy. Kindergarten. You know, I ain't telling you to go out and burn all your shit, but they perverted the symbolism. Just unpervert it. Whatever's wrong with the symbolism they're giving you, if it's upside down, turn the shirt around. Turn it inside out. I don't know what to tell you, but you can reverse the curse. Take a magic marker and change the color of a symbol if it's incorrect, if it's unnatural, because alchemy and this symbolism is the language of nature and the universe. It has colors of its own. It has its own set pattern in this fractal. And they are distorting the fractal and making it spin the other way, out of control. Let me do that real quick. Pop back over here. Let me get a pen up. I'm not there yet. There's the proper word that we would recognize. Con is with. To have control, you do it with a troll. It's also faux pas, fake. It's con. It's fake. It's not real. It's with a troll. It's to control, you need to get a troll. That's what our government, our Congress, they're all trolls. You don't know that, do you? They govern the mind. They're trolls. This is the troll under the bridge. It is the troll under the bridge. And the way they troll you is through symbolism. Each party has a symbol. One has the donkey. The donkey is the symbol for the moon in Cancer, the destroyer. The divine feminine. The elephant That's actually Saturn's symbol. That's right. The elephant is Saturn's symbol. But they are moon. But this has been perverted as well. They're all moon worshippers. Nobody's worshiping Saturn. With the symbolism alone, they're perverting and demonizing Saturn. Just like that freaking ugly red Baphomet. Where is my Pan and his flute? He's waiting on the reservation. Thalem's on the reservation. He RSVP'd. The True Lodge is already here. It has been. You can't learn from the children. The last of the elders. This is it. We're the last of them. Actually, my grandmother's generation was the last of the elders. But there are a few of us that the ancestors are waking up. They're waking up within us, within our DNA, and they're speaking to us, and they're telling us truth. They're not really telling us anything. What they're doing is bringing us into remembrance. We simply forgot. We need to do it together. You need to do it again. I want to give you this word. When it's all about the membrane. There's something about the membrane. The membrane is the veil. It's the veil between the two. When you crack an egg, there's the shell, there's the yolk inside and the egg itself, but then there's a membrane that separates the shell from the yolk, from the egg. When I remember coming into the body, I can go in such detail. Where I was at when I was taken out of my collective. It was like I was shot with this lightning, and I remember passing through 2 barriers. And I actually described one later in life as a membrane. It was like 2 walls I had to go through. And then I was completely separate from my collective. I was, as a spark of light, I was taken by a beam of light into the sun. And the sun's dark inside. Oh, black sun, the sun is dark inside. The light expression is on the outside. It's a portal. It's a gateway. And on the inside, it's dark. And you go in there, and it's like a subway. You spin around. And you get on another beam of light and go out in another direction. And so I got on. I didn't do it of myself. It was done to me. It's like being in a subway and there's a conductor down there, and you get off one train and you get on another. And that's what happened inside the sun. And then the beam of light that I got on there put me in the right eye of the body I'm in now. But I had to go through a membrane. And it was the same going into the sun. You go through in and out. When you go into the sun, there is the light expression on the outside, and then you have like this membrane. It's almost rubbery. It's like trying to punch through a balloon. It stretches when you're going into it or coming out of it. To me, like sunspots or these CMEs, it's coming out of the sun. That's the pressure from the inside pushing out. It does the same thing. On Earth, it's almost like that's how a tornado operates. It's almost a tornadic event. That push. It's like a push turn. And then you go through the membrane and then back through the light and then into this atmosphere. And it was the same coming into the body. It's like coming through this thick wall of the flesh, and then I had to pass through the membrane of the veil to get to the left side of the brain. I came through the right eye and landed in the left side of the brain. And that's funny, because when you open your third eye and you hear your higher self talking to you, you hear the voice outside of yourself, but you hear it from the back right side. I'm feminine. I'm on the left side. The left side rules the right side of the body, and the right side of the brain rules the left side of the body. To me, that makes perfect sense. People that are left-handed, they probably came through the left eye and landed in the right-hand side of the brain. So they need to get to the left side. You got to pass through the membrane. You got to remember the brain, because it's divided. Your brain is divided between masculine and feminine, and you have to bring that. These are the two that need to become one. But to do that, you've got to pass through the veil, or the membrane, and it has a memory of its own. It has a mem. It remems the O, the circle, the 12. Am I off my rocker? Are you still with me? I know this can get a little crazy, and I know this video's already at an hour long, so let's stop this one here too. Do your homework. Remember, I've always said, if I ever had the opportunity to ask for one thing, it would be that everybody would remember. I wish I would have known to ask that as a child. I did. It just didn't come to my mind. Because one of the first things that I was ever aware of coming into the body was I was unable to communicate. I didn't have language. They didn't understand my method of communication. And I had one message for them. The big thing I didn't understand about being here was why nobody remembered. If you remembered who you were, you wouldn't do the things you do. You wouldn't treat me the way you do. You wouldn't act the way you do if you only remembered. And I should have known to ask for that when I was standing there in the kingdom. And the whole world could have been mine. And I wanted nothing. There was nothing you could have given me here. But I never thought to ask that everybody remember. If any of you ever walk in the kingdom and you're granted a wish by your magic genie, your higher self, your guardian angel, whatever you want to call it, don't be like me. Remember my words this day and ask that the world, that humanity only remembers. Because our minds, that we were damaged as a species. That's part of the story of it, is humanity got damaged. And that's when the subconscious came in and it buried that darkness, so that we don't have to deal with it or look at it. It was suppressed. We can no longer afford to do that. We must face the darkness, lest we become it. That's when it's good to be that angry ram, that fiery priesthood, that you people that are Aries, cardinal, fire. You have the power to look at that darkness and purify it. That's one of the reasons you're here. The power's within you. You're the purified priesthood. Know thyself. Remember, if we all just remembered who we were, none of this would be happening. This would be exactly what we thought it was going to be when we got here. It will be a world we recognize and we understand, one that is well with the soul of all humanity, not a chosen group. Remember. Let that be your forever request. Simply to remember. Then you won't have to go through all of this. You'll already be in the know. You're already in the know. You simply forgot.